So he come picks me up in the stolo. I'm getting dressed or whatnot. Looking out the window, he like, yeah, boo, I'm out. Next thing you know, here come the police like, freeze. Get out the car. I'm like, really? You came to pick me up in the stolen car?
I left school 2 miles to a family's home, knocked on their door, no answer. Looked through the peephole, shadows moving all around.
No.
Tiptoeing towards the door. So I parked myself on that concrete steady Indians 4 or 5 hours till they had to come out.
Everybody's running out the house, and I called a guy over there one time. I knocked on the door. She's trying to hide a dude in the bathroom. Multiple occasions.
There was not no multiple occasions.
Guys.
You only seen one.
I only seen it one time, but everybody tell me.
You're not gonna believe this one. Miss Tori steps up with a zinger, accusing Mr. Goodson of bailing on being the dad to her 2 ankle biters, while Miss Henderson isn't having any of it either, claiming he's dodging daddy duties for her 4-year-old tyke too. They're both gunning for DNA tests and some wallet opening from Mr. Goodson. The courtroom's heating up with all these spicy accusations. Buckle up, there's more drama ahead.
Miss Tori claimed the defendant is denying he is father of your 2 kids. And Miss Henderson, you state Mr. Goodson refuses to take responsibility for your old daughter. You have both asked the court to award paternity tests and enforce his financial obligation as a father.
Check out this curveball. Mr. Goodson throws a soft pitch, hoping the tests prove he's the papa, despite rumors he's been playing the field. And Miss Henderson, she's calling foul, saying the player might have hit a home run with her and his cousin around the same bases. This tangled love triangle's got more twists than a pretzel factory, and it's only getting twistier from here.
Additionally, you state Miss Henderson slept with you and your cousin in the same time frame, and therefore you can be sure
which was a lie.
Her daughter is yours.
My story is that I went on a chat line one day. I met his cousin on the chat line. He know that was just looking for someone to hang out with on, a regular basis.
Oh boy, grab your popcorn. So Miss Henderson spills the beans about a date gone wild, featuring a getaway car that was more stolen than borrowed. Yep, their night out flashed red and blue as the cops crashed their party. Talk about a bad first impression. Keep watching, it's about to go off the rails.
I'm like, yeah, you come see me, what's up? So he came to see me in the stolo, which they call down in St. Louis, it's a stolen car. So he come picks me up in the stolo. I'm getting dressed or whatnot. Looking out the window, he like, yeah, boo, I'm out. Next thing you know, here come the police like, freeze. Get out the car. I'm like, really? You came to pick me up in the stolen car? Really? Right.
I don't know nothing about that.
This part's a real soap opera. Just when you thought it couldn't get soapier, in walks Mr. Thomas, another potential baby daddy in the saga of Miss Henderson's little one. Is he the father, or is it Mr. Goodson? It's like Maury Povich in here, but with more legal jargon. Don't touch that dial. The paternity puzzle isn't solved just yet.
It's like a one-night thing. You know how it be some night, might get drunk, be with somebody, might turn you on, just happen.
Right.
Okay, so it's a one-night stand. So either you or your cousin Goodson father.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the big reveal time. Drum roll, please.
It has been determined that when it comes to 4-year-old Lazasia, Mr. Goodson, you are the father.
Yeah. Okay.
In a wild kickoff, Mr. Matlock spills the tea that he had to dip out for family stuff a while back. While he was gone, claims Ms. Monroe got a bit too cozy and invited her old flame to crash at their pad. This drama sets up a wild ride of a court case. Just wait, it gets even crazier from here.
Mr. Matlock,
Yes, ma'am.
you say that a few years back you were suddenly called away at family business.
Yes,
While
Your Honor.
absent, you claim the defendant, Ms. Monroe, invited her former lover to move into your family home.
Your Honor, that's correct.
Hold on to your popcorn, folk. After Mr. Matlock comes back and forgives Ms. Monroe, they get back to business as usual. Boom, she hits him with news of a bun in the oven, and oh, maybe it's not his. What comes next will have you picking your jaw off the floor.
Upon your return, you say you gave her and resumed your sexual relationship.
Yes.
But then she dropped the bombshell that she was pregnant and you might not be the father of her child.
Things heat up as Ms. Monroe admits she's really not sure who the daddy is. She defends her sketchy moves by saying Mr. Matlock ghosted her the whole time he was gone, making her think he was out for good. The tea gets even hotter in the next bit.
You admit that you have serious about the paternity of your child. Well, you argue that when Mr. Matt left family business, he stopped answering your phone calls, texts for an entire month.
Your Honor.
That's not correct.
In your defense, you say you believe he was never coming back again.
Yes, Your Honor.
As they dive into their rocky past, Mr. Matlock lays out all their dirty laundry, questioning the trust and loyalty in their relationship. The back and forth about his trip and her moving the ex in just adds more spice to the drama stew. Buckle up, because the next part is a doozy.
Back in 2006, when me and Monroe first got together, she knew I was back and forth from Fort Smith to Fayetteville because I had for a week.
No.
No, it was a week. You're lying.
You were gone a month.
Anyway, Your Honor,
You were gone a month.
when I was gone for a week,
No,
she moved her ex into our home. In 1 week, Your Honor.
At what point do you find
that she's moved another man into the house.
From her.
Yikes! Talk about a communication fail. Mr. Matlock apparently turned into a ghost, not answering calls, which Ms. Monroe says led her to shuffle her ex into their home. The mess just snowballs from here, leading to an even bigger facepalm moment.
He never answered my calls. Went on for a whole month.
What number you
And
call?
so, Mr. Matlock, were you getting phone calls from Monroe and not answering?
No, Your Honor, I her when I called her, but I don't feel like when I'm spending time with my son, I should have to drop her
Still have
every
to talk to
waking
me. If
minute.
I'm your
'Cause
girlfriend, you
she's
should care.
jealous
I'm
that
not-
I'm with
if you would've gave me a
every
reason,
woman
then I
on
wouldn't
the
have
block.
you.
In a what were you thinking moment, Ms. Monroe confirms she did indeed move her ex into their love nest when Mr. Matlock went AWOL. This bombshell obviously complicates things big time once Mr. Matlock returns. Grab your snacks, because this next revelation is a hoot.
Mr. Matlock, you returned home.
Put her ex out, talked on the phone
Because I
about
wanted
the
you.
situation.
I didn't want him.
I had feeling for her. I've been knowing her since we were 12, 13. So I felt something about her. So we worked out the whole situation. I eventually moved back in the house, picking up a sexual relationship with her again.
Just when you think things couldn't get more bonkers, Ms. Monroe drops a bomb. Mr. Matlock might not be the daddy. This plot twist kicks off a wild ride through paternity court. Keep watching, because the fallout is just too good to miss.
Am I the father of the child? Who's
And
the
I
baby
was
daddy?
honored, right?
She
And
looked
what did
at
she
me
say?
and
I was
said,
honored.
"You're not father." Can't make it up. That's what she said. You are not the father. So I'm not taking care of somebody else's baby, and you tell me that that baby is not my baby.
So-
You didn't say that. You are
No, I
not the
didn't.
father.
Get this, Mr. Matlock ends up on the hook for child support because he missed his court date. Talk about a bad day getting worse. The financial and emotional roller coaster that ensues is something straight out of a soap opera. The climax is just around the corner, and it's a big one.
Saying I missed my court date and I was father by default. I have evidence to prove that, Your Honor.
When that court date came up, Mr. Matlock, you're saying you never got
No,
notice
ma'am.
of when your court date
No, ma'am.
was. So you didn't show you weren't there. You were determined to be the father.
I am the father. By
And
default.
you have
So
some
that makes-
paperwork.
And here it is, the moment of truth.
When it comes 5-year-old Kenya, you are not.
I knew it. Put somebody else on child support. I want my money back.
All right, buckle up for this one. Mr. Dansby finally spills why he took forever to ask for a DNA test. He blames Miss Simpson's web of lies and a mysterious other dude for his doubts about being little Denoris's daddy. The plot thickens, so stick around.
The reason why it took 3 years, man, because Miss Simpson, she had been lying to me. It was so much shade. She had another dude who she was dealing with. I mean, it was one in the morning I had
Really?
caught.
No. What it was that I had been trying to get you to do a DNA test, but you chose to run. You didn't want to go to the child support place, do the DNA test.
Here comes Mr. Dansby trying to wiggle his way out of this pickle. The judge grills him on why it took him so long to reach out to his maybe son Denoris. Mr. Dansby blames Miss Simpson for playing keep away, which he says stopped him from connecting with the kiddo. Hold on, it's about to get even juicier.
Mr. Dansby, let
Ma'am.
me ask you this, though. What have you made to try to get the DNA test?
Well, Your Honor, it was times where I had reached out to Miss Simpson. I had got in contact with Miss Simpson through phone. It was so much as my son. You brought the kid around me? Carol, another
Why
man
should
like-
I have to
So
bring you?
nobody made enough of an effort to get a DNA test. That's why you're here today.
You're not gonna believe this. Mr. Dansby dishes out a soap opera-worthy morning tale where he finds out another guy is in the picture right as he's sending the kids off to school. The drama's not stopping here. Keep watching.
Man, we met through a mutual friend. She moved me into her home where she was staying there with her other two kids. Miss Simpson had another man who she was dealing with. I was getting her kids ready for school. I got them on the school bus. Miss Simpson was taking a shower that morning. I just so happened caught the phone call. It was another dude. He was shocked to hear me.
I don't
was
recall
shocked
of
to hear
that.
him. And she told me that it was the dude that was phone bill.
No,
Okay?
no.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more dramatic, Miss Simpson goes feeling all queasy, and boom, a pregnancy test turns positive. Mr. Dansby's suspicion meter goes through the roof because, let's face it, the timing's as shady as a large oak tree. Don't go anywhere. The roller coaster's just hitting the big drop.
After the strange phone call, she had went to visit her dad in her hometown, where he from, which is Vidalia, Georgia. Okay, we went down there. She said she was feeling sick that particular day.
And I
we went to the
was.
pharmacy. She went and took a pregnancy test. She said it came out to find out that she was pregnant. I immediately
Right
assumed-
from the
So if
beginning.
you had
Right
your
from the
doubt,
back, right
if you
from the
didn't
back.
think that this baby was yours, why did you so-called put on like you was happy?
Grab your popcorn, folks. Mr. Dansby pulls out a timeline that's more tangled than last year's Christmas lights. He's connecting dots, pointing fingers, and making sure everyone knows just how mixed up this whole story is. What's next? More bombshells, obviously.
This is my timeline.
Outlines all of the lies.
We met through a friend.
In November 2011, that's when you got the old man phone call.
Yes, I got the phone call from the old dude. He was shocked to hear me just like I was shocked to hear from him.
She announces the pregnancy.
She announced that she told everyone she was pregnant. I had my doubts about it, about her being
So
pregnant.
you were doubtful again if there was something shady going on then
Yes.
too.
Here's a heart tugger. Mr. Dansby meets his potential mini-me for the first time, and it's as awkward as a high school dance. He's feeling all the feels, but mostly confusion and distance, because, well, he's been out of the loop for 3 whole years. Fasten your seatbelts. We're diving deeper.
October October 2014, when you
October
say it's the
2014.
first time you met Tenoris, what was shady about that?
That was my first time ever seeing Tenoris. I feel like if she's so confident about this, my son, why it took for me 3 years for me to see Tenoris?
But I got evidence that
okay, we did
you
take
put
a
on
picture.
Facebook. It is a picture of him snoring where he said,
Things are heating up. Miss Simpson and Mr. Dansby go head-to-head like two rams fighting over who made less effort to get in touch. It's a back and forth of you didn't call me first. That's sure to get some eye rolls and laughs.
I really do feel deep down that she was me, man.
dodge you for what? Why would I want to dodge you?
Because you had been lying.
Child that need a father when my child need a father.
My dad wasn't there for me when I was a kid. So I take this very I do want Tenoris to know that who his father is. I do want to be his father.
Because you don't want that cycle.
Because I want the kids of my own. I got 3 girls.
Now we're talking turkey, money. The judge breaks down who paid what for Denoris's upkeep. And let's just say it's not adding up for everyone. Mr. Dansby's been sending cash via paycheck garnishments, but Miss Simpson says it's not enough. Get ready, the verdict's about to drop, and it's a biggie.
Now, you came to court suing $3,361.56. You do acknowledge you've received $240 from Mr. Dansby.
Yes, Your Honor.
So for that reason, the court can award you $3,121.56 child rearing expenses.
Buckle up, folks. Ray kicks things off with a bang, claiming her ex-boyfriend, Mr. Lacey, is definitely the dad of her grown son. She's here to prove it once and for all, spicing up the court with her determination and the juicy details of their past. And folks, it gets even juicier from here.
Mr. Ray, you are in court proof to your ex-boyfriend, Mr. Lacey, that is the biological father of your adult son, Von Lacey. You state that the defendant has been an absentee father full of excuses, and you want it all to end today in court with the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's where it heats up. Trayvon, the son in question, throws down the gauntlet, calling Mr. Lacey an absentee dad, loaded with excuses. He's all fired up, wanting today to be the day they end this drama and get to the truth. Hang tight. The courtroom's about to turn into a sauna.
It's not fair to my son, and he really needs a man up, because he's depriving my child of a father. He is the father of my son.
You believe that you are not Trayvon's biological father?
Yes, ma'am.
Believe that from the beginning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks. Just when you think it couldn't get more tangled, it's revealed Mr. Lacey's name is on the birth certificate. Talk about a plot thickener. This twist adds layers of mystery and potential chaos. You won't believe how they try to unravel this knot.
So this birth certificate, child's name, Trayvon Lacey, father's name, Larry Lacey, but it's typed in. Was he present at the birth?
He was not present, no.
You basically just gave them his name.
I gave him his name.
And they typed it in.
Yeah.
Things just got real. Mr. Lacey shares his shocker moment when he first found out about the paternity claim, leading to a surprise invitation to child support court. It's like a soap opera with legal jargon, and trust me, the drama is only ramping up from here.
Mr. Lacey, when did you find out that she claimed were Trayvon's biological father?
I say Trayvon probably was about between 3 and 6 months years old. I received court paper, State of Ohio Child Support Court. Me and Miss Torrey, we did both appear at the Child Support Court. When I walked into the court, the judge, he looked at me, he said, "That's your son, you have nothing to say."
As the plot thickens, the court digs into the child support dough Mr. Lacey has been shelling out. He confirms he's been paying up, despite the daddy drama. This bit is crucial because it sets the stage for some major emotional fireworks that are about to blast off.
And his court papers say paying child support. You
Yes,
pay
and
child support.
I have proof that, Your Honor.
But Your Honor, I want to put this to bed. I'm tired of reliving that. You know, okay, I made a mistake. It wasn't even a mistake. I was just living on my own. And he just keep throwing his man in my over and making my son feel bad. I'm ready to put it to bed. That's what I wanted, and get on with our life.
Feel the tension in the air? Both sides are worn out from the drama and just want to know if Mr. Lacey is really the pops. It's a tug of war with emotions, and everyone's on edge. But hold on to your seats because the truth bomb is about to drop.
Nor is my intention to make Mr. Torrey feel bad. The thing I want to know is the truth.
There is, in fact, a real question of paternity. Both sides acknowledge. You presented this evidence to the court, which indicates that you owe $37,200 and some odd dollars in child support.
You're down to $5,000.
You've got about $5,800.
Get ready for some gossip. Ray spills the tea on how she and Mr. Lacey first got together, complete with the steamy details of their early flings. It's a real tell-all moment that sheds light on their rocky romance. And folks, you're gonna want to stick around for the blockbuster DNA reveal.
I just moved in town. I got my new apartment. I was feeling all grown in my apartment, doing grown stuff in my grown. Well, I didn't find out until I went to the OBGYN, and at that time, he had told me that I was like 12 to 14 weeks already into my pregnancy. And he was the only man I had sex in that time frame. Because I didn't know nobody else.
Pregnant. We had only been together for no more than a month. How could Trayvon be my child?
Here it comes.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Lacey, you are the father.
Thank you, Your Honor. I told you. Now stand up, give my son his respect.
Get ready for a wild ride. The show kicks off with the judge diving straight into the drama, asking Ms. Butler to spill the beans about whether Mr. Wilson really is little Nyona's dad. Ms. Butler is all in, totally convinced that Nyona is his kiddo, setting us up for a roller coaster of a court session. You're not going to want to miss what comes next.
Before we go through all the trouble of hearing a ton of testimony, why don't you just be honest, Ms. Butler, and let us know whether you really believe Mr. Wilson is Nyona's biological father?
I really feel like she's his. I do.
Things are heating up. Ms. Butler is sure that Nyona belongs to Mr. Wilson, but kind of wobbly about Zaria. This confession stirs up a whole pot of questions about both kids and what Mr. Wilson's deal is with them. Hang on, because it's about to get even juicier.
If you had to doubt one of the children, you really didn't know if Zariah's his, but Nyona you're pretty confident about?
Nyona's definitely yours.
You said that about the other one.
We just heard that same testimony, didn't we, Jerome?
Thought both of the kids was yours. We always had sex without no condom.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks. The judge isn't pulling any punches, calling out Ms. Butler on her questionable mothering skills amid all the chaos. This serious chat really digs into the family mess and what's expected of a mom in this courtroom. And guess what? It only gets wilder from here.
Because I want to get the information on Nyona because I do want her to know who her biological father is. I'm disappointed, Ms. Butler. You a mother.
No, she's not at all. Don't have a clue what being the mother is.
I do love my kids.
Don't have a clue what being the mother.
And I do want to do better. I actually do.
Can you believe this? We dive into the soap opera of their relationship when Nyona was conceived. Mr. Wilson paints a picture of a not-so-cozy love nest with Ms. Butler, complete with other dudes and sneaky moves, complicating the whole "who's your daddy?" question.
What was this relationship then?
She was living in an apartment, so I would come over periodically, check on the kids. We might have sex sometime, but everybody in the apartment, everybody running out the house, and I caught a guy over there one time. I knocked on the door. She's trying to hide a dude in the bathroom. Multiple occasions.
There was not no multiple occasions.
Guys.
You only seen one.
I only seen it one time, but everybody tell me.
Boom! Drama bomb dropped. Mr. Wilson catches another guy at Ms. Butler's place, right when Nyona might have been made. This juicy bit shakes up the whole paternity claim Ms. Butler has been making.
Just been my past. Then the guys in the apartment telling me,
he just been thinking and guessing.
I ain't been guessing.
That's all he been doing.
People don't know me like that. They wouldn't lie to me. Man, your baby mama, man, she gonna have this dude, that dude, you know.
So, Mr. Wilson, what happened when you found out pregnant with Nyona?
I told her it wasn't my baby.
You gotta see this. The judge tackles the sad reality that Mr. Wilson isn't really playing dad to Nyona, pointing out how this could mess up the little one. This heart-to-heart is all about how important it is for a dad to be in the picture. The next clip is a real tearjerker, or maybe not.
What kind of relationship does she have with Mr. Wilson?
None at all. He don't really come by to see her. Nothing really.
Can't come by. Too many men running in and out. Can't come by. I'm scared to go over there. I took him from her house and moved him in with me. I didn't want them kids to be around that man.
So you have the two kids,
my two kids
with your last name.
Yeah.
It's crunch time. As we gear up for the big DNA reveal, the room's buzzing with tension. The judge lays down the law, schooling both parents on how they're messing up big time. And just when you think it can't get more intense, we're about to drop the big news.
We're gonna find out right now because I'm about sick of y'all. I really am. This is just so ragged.
Yeah, it is ragged.
No, it really is. And you sitting up in here just talking like you on a playground somewhere. No, what? And listen to me. Stomach growing instead of your mind.
Here comes the moment of truth. The results are in, and bam.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Wilson, you are the father.
Mr. Lillard spills the beans on why he had to drag this case into court, all because of a bombshell message last year from Ms. Holt's 20-year-old son, Delvin Holt. Ms. Holt vents about her 20-year struggle to get Mr. Lillard to step up and take responsibility for Delvin. The segment wraps up with the judge seeking confirmation on the day's agenda, and Ms. Holt is like, "Yep, that's the plan, Your Honor."
Mr. Lillard, you say you were forced to open this case after receiving a message last year from Ms. Holt's 20-year-old son, Delvin Holt. Ms. Holt, you say you have unsuccessfully tried for 20 years to get Mr. Lillard to accept responsibility for your son, Delvin, and today is the day he is finally going to accept the truth.
Yes. Mr. Lillard gets all nostalgic, revealing intimate details about his past. With Ms. Holt, turns out she was his first in a bunch of things. Cue the audience all. He reminisces about the love and heartbreak she brought into his life, sharing a glimpse into their deep yet rocky past.
I'm just saying, I had a lot of admiration for her, but it's also my first heartbreak, first person I really experienced what pain was. You know, it's not been no back and forth fighting over the years. It's been a very cordial thing. She made some mistakes that cost everybody a lot of pain right now, me and him.
Pain.
You know,
so to do with him.
Mr. Lillard uncovers the sticky mess of catching Ms. Holt cheating, sparking off a major drama. He tells a wild tale of skipping school and trekking 2 miles to confront her, culminating in a classic peek through the peephole moment.
Oh, this very sunny, bright day, decided not to be at school. I left school, 2 miles to a family's home, knocked on that door, no answer. Looked through the peephole, shadows moving all around.
No.
Tiptoeing towards the door. So I
parked myself on that concrete
Your
sat
Honor.
in here 4 or 5 hours till they had to come out.
It wasn't even in there that long, so you...
Amid a fiery back and forth about who did what and who saw whom, Ms. Holt tries to set the record straight that it was just a friend at her place, not a lover. The conversation hits a peak when she admits to also testing another dude for paternity, thickening the plot.
Yeah.
Who was in the house with you?
That was just a friend. It's just a friend. We was not in there for no 4 hours. Maybe it was like 10,
I left
15
second
minutes.
period. Second period, that's early in the
No,
morning.
it was not.
So you got third period, fourth period, time, fifth period, and sixth period.
In this tearjerker segment kicking, Delvin steps into the spotlight to share his side of the story, talking about growing up without Mr. Lillard. His mom reinforces his belief about Lillard being the pops, priming us for some major revelations.
My mom has always told me he was my father. I just basically came here to let him know I don't need a father, but I just really want to come to find out if he is so I can have closure, me and my mom.
I mean, you can tell on the pictures. They look just alike. It's not a secret.
It really it hurt me a little bit. Any kid needs a father, you feel me?
The big reveal happens here.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Lillard, you are not the father.
Okay, baby.